FIM was established in 1979, and we are the largest managers of commercial investment-grade forestry in the UK. We manage on behalf of our clients 80,000 hectares, which is 200,000 acres.
I'm Anthony Crosby Dawson. I'm an investment manager for FIM. Investment returns in commercial forestry are driven by three key factors. The first one is the biological growth of the trees themselves. The trees are in the ground across the course of a 40-year rotation. They put on average 5% per annum of biological growth, which underpins the whole investment. The second key driver of investment returns is the timber price, what is being realised at the time of harvesting. Thirdly and finally, the underlying land values themselves.
UK commercial forestry has delivered compelling long-term returns to investors of 9% per annum over the past 24 years, as measured by the independent IPD index. Forestry is an excellent portfolio diversifier with minimal correlation to listed bonds and equities. Forestry is positively correlated to inflation, thereby providing an inflation hedge. Value can be stored on the stump when timber prices are low, as there is a 15-year harvesting window. This is a considerable advantage over arable farming, where crops have to be harvested each year.
My name's Andrew Fisher. I'm a forest manager for Till Hill Forestry. I've been looking after this woodland creation project in the Scottish Borders. Sitka spruce is the most productive softwood conifer you can grow in the UK. It's perfect for this site because it loves low nutritional sites with high rainfall levels. This woodland creation project is 560 hectares consisting of 1.2 million conifers, maximising the production from what was a low quality sheep farm.
The outlook for timber prices is extremely positive, with global demand being driven by urbanisation and rising GDP per capita. Timber consumption per capita in the developing world is still significantly below that in the developed world. In China and India, it is just 14% and 5% respectively of that in the US. This is coupled with constrained supply, as illegal logging is being reduced globally. The UK has a captive market for timber, as we import circa 80% of our annual consumption. Construction is the main driver of the timber price. Politicians of all parties agree that the number of new houses built each year in the UK needs to nearly double from current levels to 300,000 per annum. Timber is being used in an increasing percentage of new houses, as it is carbon neutral and cheaper and quicker to construct with than concrete and steel.
My name is James MacDonald. I'm an area harvesting manager for Till Hill. When we come in to cut down timber, we tend to cut for a variety of markets, and we will produce a saw log from the bottom, the larger diameter material, which will mainly go into construction grade timber. We then move to slightly smaller diameters, which will go for pallet wood and fencing. And then at the final point of the tree, where it's a bit rougher, we'll produce pulpwood and chipwood and biomass. The harvesting machinery we use nowadays on sites tends to be a harvester and a forwarder. To purchase these machines, it's anywhere between £700,000 and £1 million.
I'm Eddie Balfour. I'm the Director of Operations here in south of Scotland for James Jones and Sons. I guess the Swedish sawmills would be our main competitors, so the technology that we've invested in here is state of the art.
There has been an investment of £1 billion by the UK timber processing sector over the past decade, making it one of the most modern in the world.
We're geographically placed right in the centre of the forest resource of South Scotland, so we're buying timber from the private sector, so clients of FIM.
The tax advantages of UK forestry are threefold for UK domiciled investors. Firstly, after a 2-year qualifying period, there is 100% relief from inheritance tax. Secondly, when cutting down the trees and selling the timber, there is no income tax payable. And thirdly, there is no capital gains tax on the increase in value of the trees.
Investments with FIM are ethical and sustainable. For every tree harvested, FIM plants another 2 or 3 trees. Operations are certified as 100% sustainable.